Hi guys, welcome to day 3 of the 5 non-calculator questions. So let's get started. So again, this is the 5 questions we're going to go over. If you've not done them, just pause the video now and please do them yourself, and then I will show you the worked examples. Okay, first one. Okay, you were asked to factorise. Now there's 3 different types of factorising. There's the common factor. There is the difference of 2 squares. And there is trinomials. Now, the 3 terms here is an x squared, an x, and a number at the end. So it is a trinomial, okay, that we're going to factorise. However, all 3 of these, you should always try and find a common factor first. So if I take my 3x squared plus 6x, take away 24, can I take something out of this? So can I take a factor out that divides into the 3x squared, the 6x, and the negative 24? And I can take a factor of 3 out. So 3 multiplied by what gives me 3x squared? Must be x squared. This must be 2x. And this must be 8. Okay. So then I am going to factorise that trinomial. So we'll be looking at this here. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at the number at the end, and you're going to write the factor pairs for your negative 8. What I do is I can ignore the negative to begin with. So you know 1 multiplied by 8 gives you 8, and 2 multiplied by 4 gives you 8. And your target is to get a positive 2. So out of those factor pairs, which one's going to give you a positive 2? So it's going to be this one here. And it will give me a positive 2 by having a positive 4 and a negative 2, because 4 take away 2 gives me a positive 2, and negative 2 multiplied by 4 gives me my negative 8. So this trinomial is going to factorise into 2 brackets. Because of your x squared, your bracket's going to begin with an x and an x. And over here, what you have circled, this is what you write in the bracket. So one of them is going to be negative 2, and one of them is going to be a positive 4. So you get 3 bracket x, take away 2, bracket x plus 4. And that's it, fully factorised. Next one says find the value of x. Okay, so you're going to have to make some sort of equation. You should notice that it's a right angled triangle, so you should be thinking about Pythagoras. Okay, so what did Pythagoras state? Stated that c squared equals a squared plus b squared. C squared being the hypotenuse, the longest side, the one right across from the right angle. So this one here is my C. It doesn't really matter what your A and your B are. I'll call that A and I'll call that B. And you're just substituting all of that information in. So where C is here, I'm going to replace it with my x, add 6. Okay, my A is x squared and my B is 10 squared. So multiply out your x, add 6, and your x add 6. 10 squared is 100. I'm just going to use the FOIL method to multiply this out. So x multiplied by x is x squared, x multiplied by 6 is 6x, 6 multiplied by x is 6x, 6 multiplied by 6 is 36, and that equals x squared at 100. Just tidied it up a little bit. These two terms in the middle are like each other, they're like terms, so they can simplify to 12x add 36 equals x squared add 100. I'm just going to do a working line here just to show you what I'm doing. So you're just going to tidy everything up and you're trying to solve for x. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take x squared away from both sides. If I take x squared away from here, it basically disappears. If I take x squared away from here, also disappears. So I'm left with 12x add 36 equals 100. Okay. And remember, your goal is to solve for the value of x. So I'm going to now get rid of that add 36 by undoing that. The inverse of add is subtract. So I'm going to take 36 away from both sides. So you're left with 12x equals 64. And then you are going to, x is currently being multiplied by 12, so to undo that you are going to divide by 12. Oh sorry, right here, divide by 12. So x equals 64 over 12, which can be simplified. If I divide the top and the bottom, divide the top by 4, and if I divide the bottom by 4, I get an answer of 16 over 3. Okay, and that's your final answer. So x equals 16 over 3. Next one. Y is the root. Find the roots of the equation. Okay, so you've got an equation y equals 3x squared, take away 8x, add 4. So again, it's a trinomial. The roots mean, if you've got a coordinate axis, the roots mean where this quadratic, or that is a parabola that you draw, where it cuts the x-axis. So the roots mean where it cuts the x-axis. Okay, so you're going to factorise this. Now there is several different ways of factorising. I'm just going to let you do your own method. I'm just going to start with 3x and x. And this must be a 2 and a 2. Okay, that works, doesn't it? 3x squared minus 6 minus 2. Yep, okay. So that's it factorised. Again, there's different methods of factorising. I'm just letting you sort out your own method, and I'm assuming that you know how to do that. So if you want to know where it cuts the x-axis, that happens when y is equal to 0. So this is y equals 0 here. I'm going to replace, that y with 0. I'm just going to write the brackets first though. I'm going to write them equal to 0. And then you're going to take each bracket separately. So this first bracket, 3x take away 2, I'm going to make that equal to 0. Just give you my equation, just solve that. So 3x equals 2 and x equals 2/3. And then if I took the other one, which is x take away 2, so x take away 2 equals 0. So x equals 2. So the roots are x equals 2 and x equals 2/3. Okay, so that really means that it would cut the x-axis at 2/3 and 2. Okay, next one. Okay, we have got a fractions question. So we've got 5 3/5 divided by 4/7. Okay, now I quite often tell my kids to KFC it. K stands for keep. Oh sorry, I've not actually changed this into a top heavy or an improper fraction. So times these together first and then add the top on. So 5 multiplied by 5 is 25, then add on 3, 25 to 6 is 28 over 5 divided by 4/7. Sorry. Now we can apply the KFC. So K stands for keep, so keep the first fraction as it is. F stands for flip, flip this second fraction upside down, so it becomes 7 over 4. And C stands for change, so change this divide into a multiply. I'm not going to go into why this works at the moment, I'm just showing you how to do it. And then multiply the top by the top and the bottom by the bottom, but always look diagonally first to see if anything cancels. and I can see that 4 goes into 4 once, and 4 goes into 28 7 times. So then you want to multiply the 7 by the 7, which is 49, and the 5 by the 1, which is 5. So again, that's an improper or a top-heavy fraction. You can change it into a mixed number. So how many times does 5 fit into 49? It's 9 times with 4 left over. So that 4 goes over the denominator of 5. So it's 9 and 4/5. Final answer. And then this one here, find the equation of the straight line through the point -2, -10 and parallel to y, take away 3x equals -4. Okay, so you've got a point, which is -2, -10, and you really need a point and a gradient in order to find the equation of any straight line, okay, which is what we want to do. So we've got a point and I need the gradient. Told you another piece of information. It told you that y, take away 3x, is equal to -4. Now, anything in the form y equals mx plus c, if anything is in that form, you can read the gradient straight off. It's always the coefficient of that x, whatever the gradient is. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to rearrange this so it's in this form. So you want y all by itself. 3x has been taken away from that. I'm just going to do a working line. In order to undo take away 3x, I'm going to add 3x to both sides. So it becomes y equals, we write 3x first, 3x take away 4. It is now in the format y equals mx plus c. And you can see that my gradient is 3. Okay, so I now know my gradient is 3. Again, you've been given, I know the gradient, you've been given the point -2, -10. And you're going to sub all of that into y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. So it becomes y, I'll do it the long way just to show you, subtract -10, because that's your a and that's your b, equals 3x subtract -2. Just type that up. Y subtract -10 becomes y add 10, and x subtract -2 becomes x add 2. Okay, multiply this bracket out now, and you get y add 10 equals 3x add 6. And then you want to get rid of that add 10 there, that positive 10, so you're going to take it away on the other side. So it becomes y equals 3x take away 4. And that's your final answer. Okay guys, right, thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful.